All right, I had the Shimano Stradic C3000xg with me. Yesterday, I dunked it in water for about 5 to 10 seconds. It was fresh water, not salt water, so a lot less harm done to it. But I opened the drag and I noticed water spooling in. I took the reel handle off, so water was spooled up in that. So we're gonna take it apart completely. We're gonna get all the water out, dry it out, re-grease it, put oil where it needs oil. I'm gonna show you how to do all that in this video today. All right, so we're gonna take the drag knob off, go ahead and loosen that. Once you get it loosened all the way, you should be able to pull the entire spool off like that. So we're gonna remove this cap. You can kind of see the water I have in there. We're gonna take all that grease off, take all the stuff out, get it dry. So I keep a paper plate with me so I can keep all my stuff together. And then when I'm working on different components, I can keep them separated. So we got this and little spring in here. And you like to use tweezers to get it out. Maybe, let's see. Sometimes it can be a little tough to get it out of there. You have to be careful with them because they will pop out and go flying across the room, and you'll never find it if you don't use tweezers or something to get it out. There we go. That one was wanting to be a little bit difficult. So we got that out. We're gonna go ahead and start taking out all the washers. Got a felt washer all the way at the bottom. There we go. I'm just gonna take a paper towel and dry it out real good, and then after I do this, I'll take a Q-tip to go in and be more precise and get everything out of there. That way we get all the moisture out. Do one more Q-tip. Get it real good because you don't want moisture sitting in there with your washers. All right. Now we're going to take the grease, oil, water, get it all off the washers and the drag cap. All right, so we got everything out, we got it cleaned up, so we're gonna put our washers back in. So we go the first felt washer back in, try to tamp it down with my tweezers here to get it into place. Maybe. Just want to lay flat for me. There we go. Just kind of tamp it down, make sure it's in there good. Now because these are felt washers, we're going to put oil on them. Felt washers get oil. Just a little drop. There we go. Move it around with my tweezers. The next, we'll put this portion on, and the ears on it point up. You want them to face up, and then the other felt washer goes on top of it. We're gonna go ahead and put it in with the felt washer on top of it. It just makes it easier. Two birds, one stone. Go ahead and drop that in there. As my tweezers get into place. Make sure it's seated in there. And again, because it's another felt washer, we're gonna go ahead and put some more oil in. So drop there, drop there. Tamp it down real good. Make sure it's laying in there flat. Whoops, I accidentally grabbed it. Then we have this eared washer. You see these little ears on it. There's marks inside of the spool where we're gonna line these up and drop it in. Go ahead and tamp it down as well. All right, so we're gonna put our last felt washer on. Sit on top of that carrier. Try to tamp it in as well. After we get it set in there, we'll put oil on it. All right, got that in there. I'm gonna put a couple more drops of oil. Just gonna try to move that oil around a little bit with my tweezers. I spread it. Maybe do one more. There we go. Don't want those drying out. Becomes problematic if they dry out. All right, then we got our last piece. There's an indented side and then a proud side that sticks up. You're gonna try to line up these 4 holes on it with the bolt carrier. Otherwise it will not work if you don't line it up. And first try, usually doesn't work like that. Got it in there. And the last thing, we're gonna put this spring back in to hold everything in place so it does not pop out or come loose. Sometimes I can get this in real quick, other times not so much, so we'll see what happens. And what do you know, got it in quick. All right, we've got everything back in place. The last thing I like to do is I like to put grease on the drag cap, just in case if water were to get in, it helps repel it and keep it off. So I just kind of put it on the top right here, like so. Gotta put it on too thick, just a little bit right there. And then you can put this back on. All right, so we gotta next take these shims off. The shims help stack your line on your reel so that it doesn't stack too high or too low. Maybe, if I can get my hands to work. One more. There we go. Got those off. All right, in order to get this collar off, we have an inset screw. It's really small. I'm not sure the exact size on it. I don't even know if you can see it. It's so small. But it's right here on the neck of this collar. And I started taking it out partly in hopes that you could see it better. But we're gonna go ahead and continue taking that out. And we're gonna do our best not to lose that, because if you lose that, it's less than ideal. All right, here's that inset screw. I took it out. It took forever because you need some metric Allen wrenches and you need very tiny ones, which mine were not small enough. So I just had to use a very tiny flathead and just work it forever until it came out. But next, we're gonna take this stuff off. Go and take off the collar. Try to keep everything together so you don't lose anything. Keep it all in its place. Like so. And those two screws here, we're gonna take those off. And I need to swap out for Phillips. I still have that flathead on. See how small that is? I was using a very small one to try to get that inset screw out, but I'm gonna swap that out for a Phillips real quick. All right, so we got our Phillips on. We're gonna take these screws out. Again, try to keep everything together so you don't lose anything. Worst thing you can do is lose stuff. Once those are out, you should be able to take off the rotor. And we'll take off the side plates to the reel so we get into the gears. All right, now I loosen this up with a wrench. So we're gonna go and take this off. Now our rotor will come off. All right, so now we gotta take off our side plates. Got some screws there, there, and there for us to be able to get into it. I'm gonna go ahead and take off my stand real quick so that's out of the way. All right, so we got two Phillips screws right up here, and then we have a hex screw and an even smaller hex screw on this front plate right here. So we're gonna start out with the Phillips, take those off. Don't know why you just want to go Phillips all the way across the board, but they wanted to make it more difficult, so yay. Whoops. Try not to bash up your reel like I am. That's a longer thread than I expected. Keep going. Almost there. Well, I don't know what the deal with this one is. It doesn't want to come out. There it goes. Okay, we'll undo this one. And then we'll do the hexes. And we got those all the way. All right, and then we'll do the hex screws. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and take off the hex screw on the bottom plate. Do that one first and then we'll do the big one. This is a little screw. Came right out. And then we're going to take off this one right here, the bigger one. Go ahead and take this plate off. And then there's another Phillips under the plate that we'll do after we do this hex. As you're doing all this, it's important to take pictures, video, whatever the case, so you can remember how to put it back together. In my case, I'm videoing right now. Okay, and then we'll do this Phillips right here. Almost there. So I'm sitting here trying to pull it apart and I realized I missed a Phillips right here at the bottom. Go ahead and do that. Be why I could not pull it apart. I knew it was tight. There we go. Now we should be able to pull apart. I have a screw up here at the top that will come out whenever we pull it apart. Maybe. Make sure we didn't miss any others. There it goes. Oops. All right, so we got it loose enough. We're gonna go ahead and pull it apart. Go and take that part off. There we go. There's a little bit of moisture, not bad, but we'll go ahead and wipe out some of that moisture. I don't know if you can see right there on the rim, and then we're gonna lubricate that. Take this out. I need some assist to punch it out. There we go. Being a little bit stubborn. So you can see the inside. We're gonna go ahead and dry it out, put some more grease in there, new grease, clean out the old grease, and then we'll put it all back together. All right, I'm gonna put some more oil down on this bearing in here. Try and drop it in there. There we go. Make things a little bit smoother. There we go. I'm going to put a little bit of grease on here. Just to repel any water if it were to get in. That's good. All right. believe that is all. We're going to go ahead and put this back together. All right, I put the reel back together, well, to that extent. So I'm gonna go ahead and start putting screws back in. I might fast forward through this, just speed it up. Since everything's already done, we just have to put it back together. All right, it's a new day. I had to order some new Allen wrenches to get that inset screw back in to the collar, because initially I didn't have any Allen wrenches that would fit to get it back in. So I was just using a really small flathead, and I got it out, but it was being difficult to get it back in. So I got the Allen wrench. I'm gonna go ahead and put it back in. Maybe, we'll see. There we go. Looks like it's threading. And we just gotta put the shims back on, and then we are done. All right, there we go, that's in. Go ahead and put these shims back on so our line lays correctly. And 3 of them. Put our spool back on, tighten our drag knob. There we go. And there we have it. Got everything set back up and it's good to go. If you made it this far in this video and you found this helpful, go ahead and like, subscribe, and comment down below. If there's any other reels you would like to see taken down, broken down, let me know in the comments. Thanks for watching.